Happy Friday. Gosh, it doesn't even feel thank you so much, for letting me know that the microphone's working. I don't know, it gave me a weird message. Anyway, it's Friday. It doesn't feel like Friday. I came back from traveling for a week. I was gone Wednesday through Wednesday, got back Wednesday afternoon. So this does not feel at all like Friday. I had to look at the thing to say, like, what day of the week is it that I can say happy whatever to. Happy Friday. Hope everybody has a good weekend up ahead. We got some shipping to do. It was a good day. I think the best day this week on eBay Poshmark. I think the best days. So six total sales. It has been slow for February. I'm averaging just over three sales per day on eBay and Poshmark, which is not good. What's up, Mike Harwood? Marco, welcome. So yeah, excited to have like a pretty good day, a more positive day. I averaged five sales a day in January, but the second half of January, I averaged more like seven and a half, close to eight sales a day. So being at this three level is like a big sort of a tank job. So happy to have a good day anyway. Every day, a good day, we'll celebrate it. So let's jump into this. Let me know down below in the chat. What are we shipping first, eBay or Poshmark? First person to drop that. If you haven't tapped that like button, that helps me out a lot. If you haven't tapped the screen up on TikTok, wherever you're watching, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, good afternoon to you. Happy Friday. And yeah, all those things, just saying stuff down below in the chat, saying good morning, all that stuff helps out too. So appreciate anything you can do to help out there. And if you don't want to help out, that's fine too. Just be you. I'm just happy you're here hanging out. If you have any questions about reselling, this is a great place to ask. I love to answer those. I'll share what I know. Boy, I was just thinking about this earlier today. In June, it'll be 4 years of sharing as much as I possibly can about my business on social media, which is kind of strange. So a little over 3.5 years. I don't know why I was thinking about that this morning, but a good portion of my life now has been talking to people online about reselling stuff on the internet. So kind of interesting. eBay, cool. We'll do eBay first. 4 orders on eBay and 2 on Poshmark. We'll jump right in. This is actually the biggest order of the day. A brand new with tags pair of diesel jeans. Brand new MSRP on these is $195. They sold for full asking price $114 plus shipping. These are actually going via eBay's international shipping program. This is a great model to look for if you can come across them. Not all diesel jeans are have the same resale value, but this one is the Diesel Safato is how you say it. Diesel Safato. These have always sold really well for me. This is actually one of the most consistent retail arbitrage items that I've ever sold is Diesel Safatos. They've always got me over 100. I've never sold a pair of these for less than $100. And I can find them. I don't find them all the time, but I have found them consistently, probably over the last 4 years. This is one of my first retail arbitrage plays was finding some Diesel Safatos. Not all diesels are created equal. Those are $114 plus shipping on those. We'll get those packed up right now. If you have questions, that's what I'm here for. Only 3 on eBay today. 3 is better than 0. It's also better than 2 and better than 1. So that's awesome. Thanks for watching on YouTube and Facebook. I see a couple of you hanging out there, but if somebody could just say hello down below in the chat so if I know it works. If you're watching this on replay, by the way, all of these lives are available as a replay. As soon as I end this live, you can watch them on YouTube or Facebook if you're interested in rewatching something or if you miss one or whatever. And if you're watching on replay, if you can write ship down below in the chat so that I know you're watching later on today. If you have questions and you're watching the recording, I respond to all those too. I am on YouTube as well. Same name everywhere. I have links to all the stuff. If you go to my website or if you click on the links, you'll be able to navigate to all the things. What's the deal? Maniacal Merchant is here in the house. What's up? Beth is in the house too. Hello, Beth. Good to see you. Appreciate it. Hey, Brienne. Good afternoon, flipping by Tanya. All right, let's get into this thing. And hi from the King Accessories USA. What's up? What's up? All right, let's grab this. This is going out to Juan. This is an international sale. I know that because it is shipping to, hold on a second here. It is shipping to an address in Illinois. That is in Glendale Heights, and it has like a little like care of, and it's going to Juan. So I'm shipping this. I don't know where in the world it's going. It doesn't show me that on the shipping screen. I just got to worry about getting this to Illinois, and eBay's got to take it from there. So it does say the order value is 152. So that gives me a pretty good idea of how much this person paid on shipping on top of that. So 114 plus 895 shipping on my end. The rest of it is going to eBay to get it over there. So I can ship this whatever way I want to. I think I'm going to ship. Oh man, I just dropped my thinking note. Of course, I dropped it in that void, which is impossible to reach. This is going to go probably USPS priority, but we'll double check that. We'll look at Ground Advantage too. Yep, Ground Advantage is going to be cheaper. So $6.12. I'm going to slide this into a 15 by 12 poly bag, and it'll be on its way. How are sales in your neck of the woods? What's going on? Is February usually a slow time for eBay sales? This is my 6th February selling on eBay, and probably my 4th or 5th selling on Poshmark. It is always one of my 3 slowest months of the year. Always one of my 3 slowest. And typically this is like a really slow time, like early February. It tends to get better as we get later in the month. That's been my experience. I've been mostly clothing for a good portion of my reselling career. I have done sold a lot of other stuff, but I've always been pretty heavy on clothes. Right now I'm really heavy on clothing, like 95, maybe 98% clothing. What's up, Becky? Hey, Kim. Hello and good morning from Oregon. What's up, Kat? Oregon. Why do I want to say Oregon? All right, out the door on these. But yes, so if you think about clothing, and like people are typically buying for the next season. That's how fashion, right? Clothing is a fashion business. People aren't buying clothes to cover their bodies. They already have enough clothes. We're talking about the fashion industry. So people are buying for the season that's coming. And right now it's too cold in most of the country for people to be buying spring and summertime clothing, although I am selling a lot of golf polos and stuff like that to southern states like Florida and Texas and Arizona. I'm starting to see that stuff pick up. But most of the country, they're not buying for spring or summer right now because it's just too darn cold to really think about that. But they're also not buying winter stuff as much because they've kind of been buying that since September, October, November, December, right? They've been buying all the winter stuff. They probably have all the winter fashion stuff that they need right now. So you're kind of like in that lull where people are done buying winter, but they're not ready to buy summer. So now we're kind of at the real bottom of the valley. Always my experience has been that this particular, sorry, I just gotta, my printing has been messed up since last night's Whatnot show. Wow. It's like printing on 2 labels. Something's messed up with my printer settings, and I messed it up last night with Whatnot. I'm not sure how. Anyway, this is kind of like the bottom of the valley, which is good news. It gets better from here. So for me, it starts picking up like February 15th. Basically at February 15th, every single week until about May 1st tends to be better than the week before. It's just this gradual increase. My slowest months are January, February, and July. Tend to be my 3 slowest months. And again, that's as a clothing somebody who's predominantly a clothing reseller. That's been my experience. But remember, some of my experience, I've been doing this for 5.5 years. A good chunk of that was pandemic years. And remember, the pandemic really messed up clothing selling because basically clothing selling would go to like almost nothing when people were locked down because people don't buy fashion to hang out in their house. So we had some basically the peak seasons were when like a lot of states were opening up and letting people leave their house finally. That's a whole nother conversation. But so we saw some kind of like really weird seasonality during the pandemic. At least that's what I saw. I don't know if you saw that too. So that kind of skews some of my numbers and some of the years. But ultimately, what seems to have settled out is my slow months are January, February, in July. In July, the same reason that February is slow. And by July, people have bought all their summertime stuff mostly, but they haven't started like that back to school, like buying jeans and long sleeve shirts and flannels for the fall season yet. They're not ready for that kind of thing. What's up, Joey? Jen Meets World. Thank you so much for the gift. Sales are popping for me this week. That's awesome. Tina, what kind of stuff is selling? Shrink to fit. What's up, Barry? I don't know what you're talking about as usual. Good morning from Alaska. I'll be back in North Carolina on Sunday. Nice, Norma. Safe travels to you. Whereabouts in Alaska are you? Did you already tell me that? That's awesome. Just started slowing down this week. Had a banner January. I had a great January too. I really did. It started slow and then it just really picked up as the month went on. I had a little lull like the last week of January, but like the last half of the last week. But It was a really good January for me. I think it was the best January I've had since I've been in business. The label, cameras, Pyrex clothes. Cameras and Pyrex clothes are selling. What's up, Debbie? Wasila. I don't know where Wasila is. Wasila or Wasia? I don't know. Safe travels back. I'm curious to hear what you're up to in Alaska. That's really cool. That's a state I haven't been to before. Barry D, have you been to Alaska? Do we have Alaska in the house, by the way, aside from Norma? We got another eBay order. This is just bread and butter right here. Bread and butter pays the bills. That's going out to Hansley. No, sorry, that's Poshmark. Stick to eBay for now. We got a Bad Birdie sale going out the door. Barry D, you know all about this. Golf polo. This has got all over fish. This is a brand, if you don't know, you should know. I've actually been selling a lot of these lately. Picked up a whole bunch of these retail arbitrage recently. And even though it's still cold out in most of the country, these have been selling pretty well for me. This sold for $40 and the buyer paid shipping. So $5.95 shipping, buyers all in for $46. And these are this is going to New Jersey. So it's interesting, a golf polo going up to New Jersey. Maybe they got a golf trip planned or something. It's good to go USPS Ground Advantage. It's good to go in a 9x12 poly mailer. I'm at 19 orders for this month so far. Nice, Grizzly Finds. How's that comparing? Are you doing like more per day than you were in January? Are you seeing an increase? Always good to hear. Never been to Alaska. I'm in Clearwater right now. What should I do? You're in Clearwater proper. Clearwater is kind of like a big sprawly place. What would I'd probably go to red, white, and blue if it were me, but my ideas of fun are strange. Heard of it, but haven't found any yet. Nice. Found a Eaton button down yesterday. Yeah, those I like finding those. They tend to be a little bit of a slower seller, but if you can be patient, they get a good price. For sure. I like picking up Eaton, especially if it's a plain white. That's a good seller right there. It's still day to day. One day I'll have 4, next 0. That's this kind of year though. This time of year tends to be very much like that, in my experience anyway. Now, why can't I get this printer just to print right? It's very strange. Well, I just guess this is just going to be the way it's going to be. It's so dumb. I missed what brand of golf polo that was. Bad Birdie. I actually sold another one, so I'll show you the wood. It's already packaged up, so I can't show it to you. Cupcake Cottage. That sounds like a nice cottage. I want to go there. I'll show you the next one. I'll show you the logo for it in another minute or so here. This one's out the door. That shipping label cost me something. $5.07 on that shipping label. Shipping to New Jersey here from Asheville, North Carolina. It's a gray day if you were wondering here in Asheville. Then 3, then nothing. I hear you, man. It's that time of year. Just get back from thrifting. You can't just say that and not let us know what you found. Oh, you did tell us what you found. Found a Marmot flannel right on cue. Harley pants, Ralph Lauren sweater, and so much more. That's awesome. But at least I'm selling something. That's right, brother. Oh, that's where I'm heading. Red, white, and blue. Now let's go, Debbie. Which one are you going to? I went to a red, white, and blue in Denver. It's called Mile High Thrift. I used to go there when I lived in Denver all the time. That was my main thrift store, like my go-to spot. And I never realized it was a red, white, and blue. I had talked to Wayne about it. I was like, yeah, I went to this place that's really similar to red, white, and blue here in Tampa. And it was out in Denver. And it really reminds me of this place, very similar in all of, just huge, tons of cashiers, like always, everything's always like 25% off, 50% off, 75% off based on the tag sale, and just tons of really good inventory. I'm like, I used to load up at that place. So when I went there Monday, I was surprised to see like somewhere on the wall it said like red, white, and blue, but it's called Mile High Thrift is the name of the thrift. It's on South Sheridan, kind of southwest Denver. Another sale going out the door, brand new with tags. This brand new with tag stuff has been keeping me alive. I think this is the stuff that's been selling the best in January, February, is a lot of my retail arbitrage. So Polo Ralph Lauren, the MSRP on this is $115. It's a size something. It's a size large. I just listed this 2 weeks ago. I have 2 of them, so one's sold. I've been getting a lot of offers for this shirt, like $30 or $35. and I haven't accepted any of those offers. But here we are, full asking price, $59 on this one. Sometimes you just got to wait for the right buyer. There's the deep discount buyer, which I really don't want on retail arbitrage. The people who want to pay the same price that I paid for an item, I don't want them as my buyers. Then there's the buyers who say that they see this is a $115 item. They're like, cool, I can buy it for $59. I can get it for half price. I'll do that and have it shipped to my front door. So those are the type of buyers that I wait for. I didn't have to wait long on this case. This has only been listed for a couple weeks. So I typically pay like $20 to $25 for these pieces, retail arbitrage. So that's my guess on what I paid for this one too. But yeah, I got offers. I got $20 offers, $25 offers, $35 offers on this piece. Those are people that want to pay retail arbitrage prices, but they don't want to leave their house. I don't need that customer. I need the customer who's like, cool, this is 50% off retail. I'll grab it. How was your Whatnot show? That was fun. I had a good time last night. Good crowd. People were fun. A lot of good sales. We already paid out our consigners this morning and all that. So 44 auctions last night. I think we sold a grand total of, 47 or 48 items went out the door last night. Already shipped, already packed, already on the front porch. Where did you get the clear plastic bags that you wrap your items in? Everything, Kim, that I use for my business is linked in my profile. Or if you can go to chris@peak.com, you'll find my Amazon reseller shopping list. That's exactly how I reorder all my items, is I just go right to that Amazon reseller shopping list. So that's where I suggest you go to find out like what sizes I use for those bags and to choose a good vendor too. Not all shipping vendors are created equal. There's some crap out there, and there's some people who deliver slow and bad adhesives and really thin. Don't go through all that. I went through all that for you. So I picked the good vendors for you. All that stuff's linked in the profile. Everything right down to like my workbenches. I get a lot of questions about my workbenches, my laptop. Everything is linked in that profile there. Went to the Wesley Chapel this past weekend, spent $200 and had to put half the cart back or it would have been $500. Went to the Wesley Chapel. What did you go to in Wesley Chapel, Grizzly? And why did you put all that stuff back? Thank you so much, Lover of Soccer. Why'd you put all that stuff back? How do you handle those offers? I counter offer any offer that I get, no matter how low it is, with an offer that I'm comfortable with. So in that case, this is a $59 item. If they offered me $25, I countered at 54, which is my bottom dollar on that item, 54. And no matter what, so I probably got 10 or 12 offers on that particular item. And I still have one more, so I'll keep getting them. And every single time I countered at $54. And if they came up another $5, so they came up, say, from 35 to 40, guess what? I counter offered at that same $54. That's my bottom dollar on this piece. I knew I would get it, and I did. I got $59. Thrifting now and listening while I shop. Just about a Viore hoodie. Nice, Rise and Shine. That's awesome. That's really cool. Sending positive vibes out to Rise Shine. She's at the thrift store. Just got a Viore. Let's go. F offers. They always. Oh, don't come in here with all that. Oh, positive energy, then negative energy, Lola. You're like happy, then sad, like all within like 2 seconds. What's going on over there? All right, let's ship this thing out. What is it? It's going to go at that might be a 14-ounce rate. Nope, 12-ounce rate. Sweet. So USPS Ground Advantage, 12-ounce rate. It's going to go ship for $5 up to Cincinnati, Ohio. You crazy girl up there. Thanks for being here, Lola. You know I like having you. I also like giving you shit. You're welcome, Cupcake Cottage. You'd be surprised how many people actually do when I use that negotiation strategy. Like I just give them my bottom dollar number on the first counter offer, and then I just stick at it. You'd be surprised how many people actually do buy. Some people they're just trying to get the right price, and they're trying to use negotiation power to get there. Here's that Bad Birdie brand that you were looking for a second ago. Here's that logo again. Somebody was asking about it. I forgot who. Bad Birdie. That's the logo right there. This one's brand new with tags. Bought retail arbitrage. 2 of them sold today. This one sold for full asking price. This is $44. This one sold for. That's gonna go in a 9x12 poly bag. It's gonna ship USPS Ground Advantage. There it is. Thank you, Richard. What kind of scale do you use? I have the exact scale that I use, Sherry's. It's linked in my profile in the Amazon reseller shopping list. So my answer will be 100% the same to all those questions. If you're curious about something that I use for my business, if you want to know the exact one, it's linked in my profile. Amazon reseller shopping list. You can find that at chris@peak.com. It is called a Smartway, is the name of the printer. But the exact model and all that stuff is linked to make it easy for you to find. USPS. It probably costs like $25 on Amazon. Nothing fancy. $5.07 on the shipping label, going from Asheville to Michigan. So there you go. I sold 2 golf polos today. One's to New Jersey and one's to Michigan. I don't think it's warm in either of those places today. That would be my guess. What exactly is your response to offers? It's always a number. I don't do any like text or what's like, somebody could give me like a big long story about why they're giving me a certain offer and I respond with a number. I don't put any like text in any offer ever under any circumstance. Sorry, I lost connection, but budget made me put that stuff back and now I need to get my car fixed because I wrecked. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, man. That's not fun. I'm sorry to hear about the car wreck. And that makes sense. Being smart about your budget, I get it. 60 in New Jersey today, weird. 52 today. You guys might be warmer than we are down here in the South in Asheville. Scored a new tag Lululemon Dream Weaver sweater for $15. It was so stoked. Nice upscale thrifts. That's awesome. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing. I think I might have missed something back here. Do you use a special software to remove the background? ? Do you use a special software to remove the background ? Oh, on my photos, my product photos. Yes, I use Photo Room. I've been using it for years. I have a paid version of Photo Room because it allows me to do like up to 100 photos all at once and remove the background and replace it with a nice clean white one. I just don't have a good photo setup. I just take photos against the wall over there. Just a bad background. It's between 2 doors. It just looks ugly. So I just used the clean white background on Photo Room. One thing right after another right now. God is really testing me. That's right. You're getting tested by the world right now, and it's making you stronger, brother. I know you'll pull through. I couldn't be more certain about anything. On your eBay store, I'm guessing you sell about 75 to 90 items a month with 900 listings. Yeah, that's not super. Yeah, I think you got a pretty good read on that. That sounds about right. But 2 things that you're not seeing is, number one, I started January with 650 listings, and I started December with maybe 600 listings, right? So a lot of that is just I've added a lot of new listings. I'm also doing about 40% of my sale, like 35 to 40% of my sales are happening over on Poshmark. Everything's cross-listed on eBay and Poshmark. So if you're looking at my sell-through rate and trying to figure it out, that's not 100% accurate. Just because, a lot of that stuff has been listed like over the past like 3 or 4 weeks. We listed 380 items in the month of January, and they're all cross-listed. So a lot of those sales are on Poshmark too. One thing right after another right now. Scored a new tag. All right, I think I'm up to speed up there. Actually, we're having a freak 55-degree day here. Maybe that's why these things are selling. Michigan, those Michiganders, is that what you call them? Michiganders are buying golf polos. The golfers are getting excited. Those golfers that are excited and buying these polos right now, they're going to be really happy when they open these packages, but they're not going to be happy about the weather over the next couple of weeks. I got to imagine you got a cold snap coming. 70 in Texas today. Wow. I love it. Let's see what's happening over. Hopefully that was helpful, Sherry. Tropical Flippers in the house over on Instagram. Welcome, brother. That's life, but hey, you got this move. You got to move forward. That's right. That's right. Well, how many are you listing a day on eBay? I don't do a daily listing goal, but I listed 380 in January. This month I was away for the first 7 days of the month, so I've probably been listing. I had drafts, so I could do like 4 a day. Did like 15 the other day. But yeah, we'll crank up. We'll probably do about 300 something listings this month too. I need an app that will auto end on all platforms once it sells. I use One Shop. I've been using it for years. One Shop, I have a link in my profile. I think you get like $10 off or something if you use the link that's in my profile. I use One Shop. It does all my cross listing and it does all my auto like bot stuff for Poshmark and all that stuff too. What's up, Aaron? How are you? How do you cross list? Do you use cross list, a special software? Yeah, I guess you had the same question as Upscale. I use One Shop. When something sells on One Shop, they delist it on the other platforms. And I cross list now on eBay and Poshmark. I used to be on 6 platforms, but since I added Whatnot and chris@peak.com and TikTok Shop, I stopped listing on eBay, or I stopped listing on Depop, Mercari, Grailed, and Facebook Marketplace because those are my slowest platforms. Each one respectively would average about 5% of my sales. So it just became too cumbersome because now I'm on 5 platforms, but that's including my website, that's including Whatnot, that's including TikTok Shop. And so it just became too much. How often do you go to the thrift stores? I'm typically, lately, I've been going to about 4 or 5 a week. A big part of my business is also consignment too. So I'm doing 2 Whatnot shows a week right now, mostly with consigned items that people are sending me from all across the country. They're sending me their best stuff and I sell it on Whatnot and I give them quick cash. So last night we sold 44 units of other people's stuff last night on Whatnot. And we paid them out for all that, those sales, 70-30 splits, and we paid them out all this morning. Have you heard of Vinted? Yes, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it. Maybe you can educate us, Aaron. Morning from the cool desert, 35. That is cold. You're colder than us out there. That's interesting. South Texas is in the house. What's up? Your sell-through then is impressive for listing. Holy Hannah. My sell-through rate in January was like low 20%, and that's pretty typical for me. That's a good January. But we'll see what happens. My sell-through rate for February is not off to a great start. So ups and downs and ups. Heard of Gustin button-ups, 90% sell-through, just found 5. New to me. Never heard of it. No, never heard of it. How many sold in the last 90 days? Is it just like an uncommon find? Hello, South Texas. Do you find it slow when you come back from vacation mode? I do, but I didn't have vacation mode this time because Kim was back at the office and she was trained up on how to do shipping. So we did not use vacation mode this time. So we didn't see as bad of a dip. And I was only, instead of listing like 15 or 20 items a day was what we were doing in January. We were listing I was just pushing drafts like 3 or 4 a day. So I wasn't as busy as I was in January before vacation, but I also wasn't as slow as I am when I'm in vacation mode. 194 sold. Okay, so there's a decent amount of solds too. Yeah, I never heard of it. What does the shirt look like? I'd have to, I'm not familiar. Do you need a following for Whatnot? I wouldn't say that so you do need a following to be successful on Whatnot, but it doesn't mean that you need to start today with a social media following. You can earn that following on Whatnot over time. But ultimately, yeah, if you're going to be successful on Whatnot, you're either going to have to walk in with a following or you're going to have to build a following while you're on the platform. So yes, if that's a yes or no question, the answer is yes. Do you offer more info on your consignment business model? Yep, you can go to consignment.chris@peak.com, or you can go to just chris@peak.com and click on the button about consignment. You can learn about the brands I look for, the 70-30 splits that we offer. And it walks you through the next steps of how to get going and all that stuff. It's super easy. It's a service for me to, it's really born from, we live in an area that we're in Asheville, North Carolina, out here in the mountains. So we don't have a big population. The city population itself is about 80,000 people, I want to say, but a really small metro area because it's all rural around here. So we don't have a lot of people and we don't have a high concentration of wealth. And I compete with a lot of thrifters locally. It's just a thrifty kind of market. There's not a lot of white collar jobs. So a lot of people do what they got to do to get good stuff. And that means going to thrift stores and that sort of thing. So it's hard to find the really good clothing here. It's not like Denver. It's not like Tampa, the last 2 places we worked. So I needed to be able to find more fire items so that I could sell more stuff on Whatnot. So consignment started to make sense. And I also, I've been sharing conversations about reselling for 3.5 years on social media now. And one consistent thing I hear about is people with their death piles and they have all this stuff, these money piles that they don't have listed. And I was like, well, I can help those people that find a lot of great stuff that don't have enough time to list it. I can help them make some fast money for that stuff, turn it into cash real quick. And it can help my challenge, which is finding really great inventory here in the Asheville area. I mean, I can't find the 44 items that I sold last night on Whatnot here in Asheville, like that caliber of item, it would take me a whole month of thrifting out here to find 44 that were that good, like really good pieces like that. So I want to run 2, 3, 4 shows a week on Whatnot. I would never be able to thrift enough in this area to find that much stuff. That's also why I thrifted recently in Tampa and brought home a few hundred pieces. That's why I have currently right now, I'm shipping over 100 pieces back from Denver when I was out there for the week. So yeah, I'm finding ways to work my way out of a very dry thrifting market. And I'm traveling to thrift, and I'm selling your stuff and giving you the big cut so that I can just sell a ton of stuff on Whatnot. Because it's fun. I like selling live. Found the matching Vuori joggers, brand new with tags. Oh my gosh, I'd like to think that that was my vibes, but I think that's your hustle. I think that's your eye for good stuff. Do you ever find listing on a certain day of the week better than others? Or no, I mean, I've never found that to be true. Cupcakes Cottage, I feel like that's more like voodoo witch magic, but I don't know. Maybe other people think that's true. Can you repeat the app that you use to cross list platforms? Pam from Liberty, South Carolina, at 58 degrees and dreary. I appreciate the update, Pam. With like, I appreciate the temperature and all that stuff. Yeah, it's called One Shop. One Shop. 2 words pushed together. One Shop, and it's linked in my profile. You can go chris@peak.com. You can find it, and that link gives you like $10 off or something like that. But check it out first. There's a free trial. Don't take my word for it. See if it works for your business. Aaron's in Knoxville. Nice. I did a bunch of retail arbitrage out in Knoxville like 3 weeks ago or so. Kim and I went out there and got a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what we have to do is we have to travel. We have to travel and we have to do consignment to make our money. And I think we're starting to find our groove right now. Trisha has a question for you. Same here. There's so many. Oh, gosh. Hi, Trisha. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Same here in Idaho. Lots of Dickies, Carhartt, and Pendleton stuff, Flo. Yeah. I hear you. I mean, I'll take the Pendleton stuff, and Carhartt's a good seller, but thank you for your riveting question, Trisha. I don't know what I would do without you here. No, we're about to ship my pants though. That sold. I don't know why. We got to get some work done here. We have. Let's see what we got here. 2 Poshmark orders left. We'll ship my pants just for you, Trisha. Thank you for the chili. Appreciate that. You have a fuzz on your beard. That's okay. It belongs there, Cindy. Thank you. We got a Polo Ralph Lauren pants, size 35, 32, I want to say these are. 35, 32. Nothing crazy here. These sold on Poshmark for something. Sold for, what did these sell for? Oh, these had a little flaw on them. So they sold for $18. I think they just had like a little stain somewhere on them. I still got $18. Typically, these Polo Ralph Lauren pants, they do better in the bigger sizes, like size 38 and above. These were 35 by 32, and they had a flaw, but I still sold them for $18 over there on Poshmark. This is going out to Hansley. Thank you, Hansley. Appreciate your order. Poshmark, I always use USPS priority branded stuff for Poshmark. I can use my poly bags, but I have to pay for the poly bags. This stuff's free at USPS.com. So we'll put this in a USPS priority Tyvek envelope. Shipping on Poshmark is flat rate up to $5. So the buyer pays, or up to £5. The buyer pays $7.98 on Poshmark. We don't trust government adhesive. We always add a little extra piece of tape to these mailers because the tape really sucks on these. This is going out to Hansley. Thank you. Hansley's in Houston, Texas, getting some just basic Polo Ralph Lauren khaki. Good, consistent seller for me. Not a fast seller, not going to get me rich. But again, it's that bread and butter stuff that sells consistently, has sold consistently for years. No fizz, just silver caused by IPAs. You're crazy. I keep getting error messages on my TikTok thing saying my microphone's not working. But I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm not using a microphone. Thank you for the... somebody got filtered up on TikTok. Thank you for the comments about the coffee. Yeah, we haven't had a word from our sponsor yet today. We should probably do that. Afternoon, my uncle likes your coffee. I just ordered from your website. Oh, thanks, LaShawn. I appreciate you letting me know. You know the drill. Whenever we get an order here on live, we'll ship it right here on live. This is going out to Hanson. Thank you. Out the door. $18 in those. I paid $5 for those pants. Not good profit there, but again, I got them home, found a stain. I still sold them. I didn't lose any money. I made a few bucks on it too. Let's go ahead and check our shipping here. Thank you for your order. That's awesome. Thanks for letting me know too. Sometimes I don't see the notifications or I don't get them. What are your pros and cons, eBay versus Posh? You may or may not like my answer, Cindy. I sell on both platforms because I love them both. So mean, I could get into evaluating the pros and cons, but I think if you're a clothing reseller, I think you should be on both places. They're both great platforms. eBay has more buyers. Poshmark, the platform's easier to shop on, and it's easier to ship, and it's easier to list, and all that stuff. So there's a quick pros and cons. eBay is a complicated beast. It takes there's a longer learning curve to eBay. You got to figure out listing, and you got to figure out shipping, both of which are more complicated on eBay. But there's more buyers, and there's the international piece, which Poshmark doesn't offer currently. What's the deal with the coffee? Is that your product? Yep. We're going to ship out an order right now, but yes, it's we launched our coffee back in April. This is actually the light roast, which is our second product launch. So this is a seasonally rotating light roast. This one is the winter light roast. So it's going to have tasting notes of toffee, like toffee with a T, graham cracker, and a little bit of chocolate. But this rotates every season. So we have a new product launch. In March, we'll launch the spring one. So far, this is our favorite of the light roast. But we have a light roast, a medium roast, and a dark roast. It's all roasted locally by our friends at Dynamite Roasting Company. Dynamite's been voted Western North Carolina's #1 coffee roaster 11 years in a row. So we're really grateful to have them as partners. They know a ton about coffee. They source coffee organically. It's all organic, fair trade, and ethically farmed, sourced, all that stuff all across the world. They love coffee. They teach me a ton about coffee, and they're right up the road from us. So they deliver fresh coffee to us. They roast it every Thursday and deliver it to us Thursday afternoon. You can get it right here. There's a link down below to get there. Or you can go to chris@peak.com, just like it looks on my logo, Chris at Peak. Go to chris@peak.com. Oh, I have this like weird, I put the wrong thing up here. Put the wrong caption up here. You should probably put this one. That one makes more sense. And you can see the website on that one. Sorry, Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, I had the wrong one up there. How does it look, by the way, over on Instagram? It looks like on Instagram they're projecting like the landscape is like really small. They're fitting the landscape into a vertical screen. Does that look okay over there? Big Sweaty Milk Puppets is over there. He'll give me an honest or funny response. Robert Graham just canned in a pearl. TikTok gave me 10% off and free shipping today. Let's go, Domerski. I feel like pattern pearl snap. I feel like you're wearing is a flex. I feel like the shirt that you're wearing is a flex. Let's talk about it. What? Why would this be a flex? I wear freaking pearl snaps like just about every day of my life, either pearl snaps or flannel. How would this be a flex? This is just a regular old Wrangler with a really cool pattern on it with pearl snaps. That's what I do. We've met before, haven't we? Lower. I think Lower's trolling. If you can do eBay easily, then Posh should be yeah, Posh is way easier than eBay. I mean, that's objectively true. The shipping is flat rate. You don't have to weigh anything. It's all flat rate up to 5 pounds. You can use the free USPS priority shipping supplies, and the listing is a lot quicker and easier. You don't have like 1,000 fields that you have to fill out like you do on eBay. What's up, Desty? How's your dad? Hey, Ed, what's up? How are you? If is lame, stop it. TikTok, you're crazy. Looks fine, just not full screen. Thank you, Big Sweaty. Hope you're doing well, brother. How's life? You're in Miami, right? Do I have that dialed right? You seem like a Miami kind of cat. You seem like a Miami cat. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't mean that in a good way or a bad way. It just means you're a Miami cat. We got one bag of medium roast ground going out to Velva. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We'll get that shipped right out to you. Going to Jefferson, Georgia. Right on. It's fair trade. It's organic. It's delicious. This is the medium roast. So if you haven't tried our coffee yet, we suggest that you start with the medium roast, unless you already know, like, hey, I prefer a light roast or dark roast. But we generally recommend that people start with the medium roast. It's the most balanced cup of the coffee. It's definitely our daily driver. It's got tasting notes of just a hint of milk chocolate, which gives it a little bit of sweetness, but it's just subtle sweetness. Remember, this ain't flavored coffee. That's just a natural taste of the beans in the roasting process. And a little hint of spice too, but you'll probably not even detect it. It's just a very balanced cup of coffee. It's fair trade. It's organic. The medium roast is from Chiapas, Mexico, which is the southernmost state in Mexico, up in the highlands of Chiapas. That's where you want to get. That's where all the best coffee comes from, in the tropics in high elevations with high humidity. And that's where this is from. So thank you, Velva, for your order. Velva, is this your first time trying the coffee? Handwritten thank you note there for you, Velva. Thank you. this right out to you. It's going out today. I make espresso with Death Wish. What would you recommend on that level, thinking about ordering? If you're making espresso with coffee, I would encourage you to get the dark roast. And this is actually going to be perfect for you because a lot of dark roasts are just all roast, right? They're very dark, bitter. This is not that at all. This is going to be on the lighter side of a dark roast. It's going to have way more complexity. It's a blend of 3 different organic fair trade beans, and it's got to have a lot of complexity. It's going to have some creaminess to it. It's going to have some, of course, some dark chocolate, but it's going to have this like little kind of jammy fruit finish to it, which is really awesome for an espresso, because sometimes espresso just tastes like straight black death. There's nothing wrong with that, but this is just going to give you like a more, like, I don't know, it's going to be a more interesting cup of espresso for sure. This is actually really good, the dark roast, if you do a true cold brew. This is for the same reasons. Cold brews sometimes can just taste so dark, but this one is such like a vibrant, interesting dark roast, and it's going to give you a more interesting cold brew. Why can't I use my words today? Anyway, we'll get this shipped out to you, Felva. I need to order some. Hip Flippa Mama is in the house. What's up, Kelly? How are you? Yes, dark roast. And remember, I know a lot of you are like, oh, I hate dark roasts, like that S-word company that we don't mention around here. This is going to be a lot different. If you're used to the S-word dark roast, that is just dark. Those are not fair trade, not organic beans. They are over roasted like crazy. And this is what they got famous for. Over roasted like crazy. So it's just going to taste burnt, dark, roasty, some bitter dark chocolate, but just really, really bitter. This is not the dark roast that we have is nothing at all like that. It couldn't taste more different. That coffee that from the S word, if you're drinking it right now, I'm sorry. I would say it's fine, but it's not. It was probably roasted in 2022, and it's not fair trade. It's not organic. They're not taking care of their supply chain. They're just taking advantage of them. You know how that works. Belva, thank you so much. However you get your coffee, I respect it, but it's objectively true that this is better stuff. It's not even close. I do cold brew too. Do you have whole bean? I do. I do have whole bean in the right now. I think I'll have to ship whole bean dark roast. It'll have to ship Monday. I'm getting another roast actually done Monday morning. I was out of town and I didn't get back till late on Wednesday. And that's usually when I put in my order for Thursday, so I missed that. But I will have it in. I already have an order going for Monday, so they're going to roast it Monday, and I can ship it for you Monday if you want the dark roast whole bean. But yeah, everything's available in whole bean, ground, or French press ground. If you do a French press at home, I have it pre-ground French press for you too. Thank you, Velva. I really appreciate your order. I hope you'll enjoy the coffee. Perfect espresso. I need to order some. I love a dark roast, double caffeinated. So most people hit Flippa Mama. They assume that dark roasts have more caffeine, but actually the opposite is true. Typically, a light roast is going to have more caffeine in your cup of coffee, just because during the roasting process, you're actually like releasing more from the beans, and that includes releasing more caffeine from the beans too. So light roasts typically have more caffeine than dark roasts. That being said, not all beans are created equal. Some beans just happen to have more caffeine in them naturally than others too. So you could have a scenario where you have a really high caffeine bean and you roast it dark. It could still be pretty high caffeine, but still, typically light roasts are going to actually have more caffeine in them. And I can tell when I drink like the medium roast and then I switch the next day to a light roast, the light roast is always just a little bit more peppy. There's just more caffeine left in it. Yeah. And so what you're buying there intentionally, having a bean that is a highly high caffeine bean. Yep. That's what's happening there. But for other folks who are in the room, they typically assume, a lot of people just assume like there's more caffeine in a dark roast. And 99% of the time, that's actually not true. You're talking about the 1% of the time where it's especially made for a high caffeine dark roast. 7 Brew. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. So can you tell me how to check? Jared, sorry, I missed your message up here. Let me go back to it, Jared. International. That brings up a question. I got a message from a guy. He said, I live in Japan and I wanted to buy your Michigan sweatshirt, but eBay won't let me. I was sure I had international on. Now I'm not sure. Can you tell me how to check? Gosh, Jared, I'm not really sure. It's supposed to be automatically available to people. What you could do is in another browser, Jared, you could log in, you could clear your cache and go into one of those, like, what is it, the hidden browser or the one, what do they call that? Like on Chrome where you can go in. Let me just do it right now. I forget what it's called. Incognito. Open up an incognito browser. Make sure you're not signed into your eBay and go to the eBay like Japan site and see if you can buy it from the eBay Japan site. I think that would be my suggestion. I think that's the way to do it. Maybe somebody has a better way to do it. I'm not sure. Thank you for educating. Nope, never. You're welcome, Hit Flip and Mama. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're well. You're one of the few people that has like you get like an intro when you come in. Hit Flip and Mama, the hippest, the flippest. It's Kelly. You get an intro. That's how long you've been coming in here. If you ain't tapping, you slacking, Willow. You're funny. What's up, Jay? Appreciate your order last night, Jay. You got an Athleta hoodie, if I remember, or Athleta jacket. It was Athleta. Do I got that much right? So you post all your items on both platforms concurrently. That's right, Cupcake Cottage. If so, when one sells, does it do? So my software does that. Oh, Big Sweaties in Ohio. Sorry, I missed that. Why did I think you were in Miami? You got Miami vibes, brother. Yes, on one shop, it has auto sales detection. So when something sells, it takes it off the other platform. Yes. Hope that helps, Jared. 7 Brew. I don't know what 7 Brew is. What does that mean? Thank you, Velva. Appreciate it. All right, we got another Poshmark order going out the door. If anyone else put in a coffee order on TikTok Shop or on chris@peak.com, I'll get your order out right now live. But otherwise, we got one more order. It's a Vans flannel. I picked this up at a thrift store. I paid $5 for it. It's a size 2 extra large. Nice plaid pattern. It did have one little hole in it, unfortunately. I didn't notice it till I got home. It's still sold. It did take a little while, though, probably 6 months. Sold for full asking price, $15. Buyer pays shipping on Poshmark. Thank you, James. Vans is a skater brand. It's got a little hole in it. It's got to add character to the piece, right? That's what makes it cool. It makes them look tougher. You're a better skateboarder when your flannel has holes in it, I think. Or you can just make that up. James has got to crush it on his skateboard. He's got to put on his new Vans flannel. He's going to go out skating with his bros. And his bros are going to be like, yo, that flannel makes you look tough, James. They probably call him Jimmy. I think. It's probably his skate name. Jimmy Skates. So James is going to have a good day as Jimmy skates on his van with his Vans flannel. His buddies are going to love the hole in it. They're going to be like, you look tougher today. Have you been working out? Have you been getting in street fights? That's what's going to happen. Thank you for your order, Jimmy Skates. I hope you enjoy your flannel. No street fights, though, brother. You're not that tough. Stay out of trouble. Out the door. Thank you. Let's go ahead and check out TikTok Shop and chris@peak.com to see if we got any last-minute orders going out. Incognito. That's the word. That's it. All right. Nothing there. Let's check out TikTok Shop. Or make me relog in. Why does it do this to me? Hope it worked. Oh, they changed the dashboard a little bit. Okay, we're clean. No orders to ship. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, story time. I got you. B-Dub, thanks for the follow. Do you also resell? If so, what kind of stuff do you resell? Welcome to the community. Ordering right now. Hit Flip and Mama, the hippest of flippest. I thought he was in LA. He does have kind of LA vibes, but I thought he was more Miami vibes. There's a difference. I just ordered TikTok Shop. Cool, Kelly. We actually have a few orders. Thank you so much. I see you, Domersky. Domersky, did you mean to put in 2 orders? I see one from 44 minutes ago and one from 42 minutes ago. That might be mistakes. I'm not sure. So what they do on TikTok Shop now is they put a 1-hour probation on your orders. So I can't even print out a shipping label. I have to wait 1 hour. I'm guessing they had a lot of issues with people ordering stuff and then changing their mind right away, or they said I ordered by mistake and had a lot of cancellations. So I can't technically ship this until an hour from now, which is dumb. but I get it. They're probably solving a business solution. And an hour seems a little dramatic, but I could see like maybe doing like a 15-minute hold or a 10-minute hold. But what I will do is I'll gather up these orders. And Domerski, if you're still here, just let me know. Did you mean to order? It looks like you duplicated your order. Yeah, it's the same order twice. Seven Brew is another coffee place you said that starts with, oh, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Seven Brew, but I get what you're doing now. It is funny, Jared. I just didn't get it. Should be just one order. Okay. Domerski, I'm gonna put yours out on Monday if that's cool, because I just ran out of the whole bean. I'm gonna get it roasted fresh on Monday. So I'll ship those out Monday, and I'll make sure that only one of those orders goes out. I have a feeling that this 1 hour hold will take care of it. It said there was an issue and then tried again in a process. Okay, cool. Either way, I'll make sure that I only send you the 2 bags, the one order for the 2 bags. I'll make sure I send that out to you. I'm wondering if that hold will kind of take care of that little situation. If it doesn't, we'll take care of it for sure. I just ordered the dark roast. Thank you, Robin. That's awesome. All right, we'll get these shipped out. I was going to sign off and tell you to have a great day and great sales and all that stuff, but now y'all ordering coffee, which is awesome. Why bother getting all this stuff fresh brewed all the time if it's just going to sit in my office? So we got to order a Black Mountain dark roast ground going out to Robin. Thank you, Robin. We'll ship this out right now for you. It's fair trade. It's organic. This one is not single origin. The rest of our coffee, the other 2 options are single origin, which means it comes from one farm or one cooperative of farms. But we didn't do that with the dark roast. We actually selected a dark roast that was blended with 3 different coffee beans, which gives the otherwise dark roast, if you do a single origin, it can taste like very one-dimensional, and it's usually just roasty or dark or bitter. But the fact that we have the 3 different beans blended into this one makes this cup of coffee a lot more interesting. Robin, how do you prepare your coffee? Is it a traditional drip coffee maker? And what do you put in it? We're going to put you on the spot. You have to walk us through how you do it. Coffee is a very personal thing. Say I ordered 2 Black Mountain ground. Okay, cool. I'll get you out too, Kelly. I'll have it ready to go. I just can't print the shipping label till like 59 minutes or whatever. I see just one confirmation. Okay, Domerski, I'm sure the hold might be taking care of that too. I think we're good. Either way, I promise we'll be good. Drink it straight black. Yes, I drink my hot coffee straight black, but when I do iced coffee, I like to have a little bit of oat milk in there. So, and I actually never used to drink iced coffee, and I used to never put any kind of creamer in my coffee. But when I got COVID back in 2022, I couldn't drink hot coffee that was just black for like more than a month because my taste was all sorts of messed up. So in order to be able to get my caffeine dose, I had to like do it cold and with oat milk. And I was like, hey, I can actually drink this a little bit now. So that's the story. So actually this morning I had 2 cups of iced coffee. I would say 9 times out of 10, I do hot coffee black, but I did a couple this morning of the iced coffee. I like to mix it up. Thank you, Robin. We'll get this shipped right out to you. Appreciate you. Black Mountain Dark Roast. This is named after the town where the coffee is roasted. So Dynamite Roasting is in Black Mountain. And the town itself is named after the Black Mountain mountain range, which is at the base of. And a lot of people don't realize this, but the Black Mountains are the tallest mountains east of the Rockies. And it's home to Mount Mitchell. A lot of people know that Mount Mitchell is the highest mountain east of the Rockies, and Mount Mitchell is in the Black Mountains. So that's the background behind the name to the Black Mountain Dark Roast. It also sounds cool, right? Dark roast, black. I thought it was cool. Sometimes we do Chemex, especially while camping. Nice. I need to get me a Chemex. I keep saying I'm going to do that. My friends at Dynamite keep telling me I need to get that, and I need to get an AeroPress. I have a percolator, and we do a French press like 99% of the time, but sometimes I'll use my stovetop like espresso. I guess it's not a percolator. Stovetop espresso maker that makes a single cup, and it is when you make those espressos, they are peppy. Thank you, Robin. Heading out the door to Michigan. Black Mountain Dark Roast. Little taste of the mountains here. little taste of Asheville heading your way. Or more specifically, a little taste of Black Mountain heading your way. That's awesome. I appreciate you so much, Robin. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. Super strong and burnt teeny bit of heavy cream is me. There you go. Monday is cool. Thank you, Domerski. I appreciate that. Thanks for your patience. Sometimes we do Chemex. Trip, I just ordered dark roast. All right. And we'll get Kelly all put together here, and I'll ship it. It might get out today, Kelly. It just depends. My postal worker should be here any minute because I saw her drive up the street. That means we usually have about an hour, and I don't think we'll beat her today, but we'll try. We will try because it won't even give me like the shipping label yet. So we got 2 items: Black Mountain dark roast, ground. Cool. Thanks, Kelly. Thank you so much. It's fair trade. It's organic. It's delicious. Put you in a little box here. Look at Kelly. It's got little like coffee stamps on there. From Asheville. With love, Kelly. Mail is right now. Trust me, wink, wink. She will be early. You know, I don't know that she starts at the same day or same time every day. Because the times that she comes can vary from like 1 in the afternoon to 5:30 in the afternoon. I just never know when she's coming. There's also days too where they have like heavier days. Just because they'll have like all the flyers, like the junk mail flyers, and those days like are longer days for them. It's just everything takes longer. All right, Kelly, got your handwritten thank you card in here. Appreciate you. This will, I'll tape it all up and we'll put that shipping label on whenever. I got 51 more minutes before TikTok Shop will let me do it. All packed up, ready to go for you. We'll put the label on it. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate your business. Really do. You get many is the big thing. Trust you get many is the thing. Trust me, wink, wink. I love my coffee so much. Teaches me from field to store how it's done. Nice. I appreciate that, Kelly. What goes in the box is different than what comes or leaves it. Well, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm just going to smile and read it out loud. I'm just going to smile and read it out loud. Same the stovetop, make your own pod like the video. There you go. Where is Michigan, Robin? I'm in, Hipfil and Mama's in Kalamazoo. Do you use Vendu anymore? I don't use Vendu anymore. I used it for about 2.5 years. I'm a big Vendu fan. That's why I still keep the link in my profile. I do think it is objectively the best of the cross-listing softwares. It's really comprehensive. It has a lot of features. It does have auto sales detection now, by the way, too. I think it's the best, and I think it's objectively true. But it was just so comprehensive. I didn't need it for my business. I'm only on eBay and Poshmark right now, so I didn't need like a big comprehensive platform to keep track. Yeah, I just didn't need it anymore. For me, I just went to one shop and I used that for both my automation and for my cross listing. I use one shop for automation. I've used that for more than 2.5 years. I've used it as my like Posh bot, so to speak. But that cost me $45 to have that as my Posh bot. And then I was paying another like $30-something for Vendu. I just didn't need Vendu anymore. I just needed a more simple operation for what I have now, because all my clothing is only going on eBay and Poshmark. And then separately, I'm doing like Whatnot and TikTok Shop and all this stuff. So I just needed something really simple. And One Shop to me is that. It's just one app for both things. It's the automation and it's the cross listing. I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's as smooth and clean. I don't think the graphic interface on One Shop is as good as it is on Vendu. Vendu does offer both a mobile app and a desktop. I think that's better than just One Shop just has the app, whereas you can use desktop for Vendu or app. So Robin's in Grand Rapids, hit Flippin' Mama. My mail lady told me when they cover a route, that route has to be done first. Those days she's later. Got it. Makes sense. So whatever it picks up and packages and put in the mail. Got it. The rest is subjective. Thank you, Lola. You crazy. And I like you. I appreciate you being here. We're slow and light in my region, so it's coming early. We're all fat, sitting home early. Lola, you crazy. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody. Grand Rapids is 1 hour away, says Hit Flippin' Mama. You're practically neighbors, Robin and Hit Flippin' Mama. All right, y'all. You'll probably get your coffee on the same day too. Appreciate everybody hanging out today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend. I'll catch up with you sometime next week. Hope sales are great for you over the weekend. Hope things start picking up. Remember, this is sort of like the death valley of clothing reselling. We're in the for me, in my experience, the slowest season is right now, early February. But good news is the closer we get to March 1st, you should see things like shorts and short sleeves and polos and lighter weight tops and dresses and skirts. That stuff will start to slowly pick up. So the things will pick up. I always say like February 15th starts the up cycle. It's kind of like when you get to December 21st, and every day after that, the sun is up for a few more minutes every single day, and that's going to be true with your reselling business. It's got to, if you're a clothing reseller, every day starting February 15th, or basically every week starting February 15th, you should start to see a little bit of increase the closer we get into March and then April and all that. So keep hustling out there. Don't let a couple of slow days get you down. It will only get better. We are literally at the bottom of the valley right now, and it only gets better. We're going to start climbing here pretty soon. Have a great weekend. Hope sales are great. Hope you find some cool stuff. And when you do, let me know about your great sales and the cool stuff you find next week. We'll see you then. Peace.